Welcome back to War Thunder and welcome to a video that I will begin with a little bit of crushing of the enemy team. I am here in the E-100 in realistic battles on Eastern Europe. Yes, this is a replay, but just for the beginning. The rest will be live recordings, and I want to give you a little change of perspective to show you exactly what I mean when crushing the enemy. This M47 was no danger to me. I saw now in the cap circle there being already a bunch of enemy tanks, and I focused them hard. My first customer is a British tank. The Centurion Mark 10 had no chance. Right through the gun mantle, the Su-122-54 bounces on me, and I want to just stop the video right there. Okay, so at this moment we did a massive drastic push, the entire team into the cap circle, and I just wanted to show you the situation with the replay. So this Su-122-54 has a fast reload, but there are a Panther II, a Leopard, a 1A1, maybe another Type 61 here in the background, and my E-100 with a secondary gun if he would show broadside. So let's move on. Then there is this taken out Russian T-54, the Centurion Mark 10 that I killed. The IS-3 is on retreat, but he has backup in the shape of a T-54 of some designation. And then there comes a massive push from the enemy team in the shape of a Centurion Mark 10, an M47, then also a, what is that, an M60, a 1, and also a Carnarvon. So that is a powerful force. And there is another M47. The markers are not really that shiny. So that is just the force that we can see, together with a convoy in the background. Now you might think, well, there is a battle to be developed that will take it a bit of time. But do not underestimate the power of heavy armor. Now, one thing that I wanted to just say about some tanks like the E-100 or, for example, the Maus or a lot of the Russian heavy tanks is that they kind of separate all the tanks of other nations from being upgraded and stock. A stock tank will massively struggle against those kind of heavily armored tanks. But once they are upgraded with heat FS and so on, they kind of seem to be on the edge or having the advantage. Not so with the 100 and the Maus, because you can heavily angle the tank and the turret. So let's move on. And indeed the Su-122 shows broadside, one heat shell into the side, and he got double tapped. So let's move on. I see now a lot of enemy tanks from the side. The T-54 would be my first customer. I see the Centurion Mark 10. I tried to angle it, but he dubs the shell into the gun mantle. I tried to reverse on even ground. I see just the cupola of the T-54, and that is enough. That's the power of APHE. End of discussion. I just love it. So I just advance. I absorb the shots into the side skirts, into the gun mantle, the angled turret. The Carnarvon is something that I do not prioritize. I see this M60 dangerous tanks, but I prefer to shoot at the side of a T10M and delete this tank. Another bounce of the Centurion Mark 10, and I just move on angling my tanks, and my team they just decimate the enemy teams left, right and center while I absorb the shots. This is how heavy pushing should work out. I don't really mind getting no kills and, you know, receiving punishment by the enemy tanks, because I can do it. I am so much more powerful in this shape or form than any other tank in the German tank line. Maybe being rivaled by the Maus, of course. So then I see a AAA shooting. Again, this is realistic. Normally no markers. I just leave them on for the sake of the replay. And yeah, that's my fourth kill right there. So the free camera just wait a second. There we go. Just shows that there is nothing left of the enemy team. This is the bird's eye view, and the last enemy tank in this region is the IS-3 that retreated earlier. Poor fellow, he just had no chance, and he gets executed from behind by the Panther II. So, and that is the point where I push on. I see the Centurion Mark 10. A shell right through the heavily angled side armor. This is overmatch mechanic at its finest, and he had just had no chance deleting the entirety of the tank. And I just advance with a heavily angled turret. This is so much open field, I have no idea where the rest of the tanks are. And can you see that on the minimap? Again, another pulse here. We advance in a line. The mouse here is still repairing. I'm here, there is a Leopard, there is a Panther in the capture zone, and there is another Leopard here. So we have a closed front line, and there is another Panther too. And the enemy team completely failed to flank us or just to break our attack on B. Normally on B, the team that pushes from here has, in my opinion, a distinct advantage in capturing. But we just crushed in there. An E-100 or a mouse, heavy armor, coming from this side, can shoot here into this zone here, where the enemy tanks kind of advance. This fighting scene or fighting zone here is a bit more linear than other zones, but you could see how just we crushed the enemy team. I was the attraction. I was kind of panicking the enemy. They just derped their shots into my gun mantle or derped them into the side of my turret when I was heavily angled. I could absorb the shots. I killed the important targets like the Centurion Mark 10 with the high rate of fire or the T10M with the heavy armor because he showed me broadside. So right about now you can see some bombs landing, and those are big bombs. This is a 1-ton bomb or a 2,000-pound bomb. Yeah, she's coming pretty close, isn't she? So, I'm dead, right? I am so dead. The bombs are right next to me, right? Right? The Leopard died, I didn't. The one thing that you have to know about the E-100 is that it can absorb huge amounts of high explosive damage and even rockets. Now, one thing that you have to take into consideration when you're driving something like a mouse or an E-100, that you stretch out the turret when you get rocketed, because that reduces the deck area, and so the turret covers more of it. So I got knocked out in terms of both tracks getting ripped off, and my guns got destroyed, both of them, and I got set on fire, but I have a fire extinguisher, so it really doesn't matter. So that's it. That was the push. That was the major part. Now you can see here on the top here that this is just halfway through. The rest was just waiting for the rest of the enemy team to just disappear. I just speed up things a little bit. This Conway waited in ambush, but he got taken out by the Panther II. Then there was still a Crusader Mark 1, a few airplanes, but they really couldn't stop us. I mean, we just pushed, advanced, extinguished the fire again. And yeah, I absorbed the damage. I was on the main road. Angling against incoming fire is what you need to do. One final thing in terms of tactics is the E-100, as you could see, could absorb all the damage, all the firepower and so on. You just have to support it. If it happens that you are the green guy, so you are auto-squatted with an E-100, stay in its vicinity, because if you help him repair, you drastically improve a lot of the downsides of the 100. The repair times are insane on this vehicle. Unlike on certain American or certain Russian vehicles, you have rather long repair times. Despite having a large crew of 6, even if you have full crew for repair, it really doesn't matter. So, that's it for this battle. Let's move on to the next one. Now, before we move on to the actual kind of gameplay that I want to show you, a few demonstrations of For a moment I didn't see this guy. And I was a bit too late to save the Leopard. But here comes the scene that is so important for the understanding of how to play something like the Mouse or the E-100 and the value of team play. What if there is an enemy that doesn't panic, that has experience, that just knows how to take out an E-100 or a Mouse? What do you do then? First of all, situational awareness is always an important thing in every tank that you play, without a shadow of a doubt. I look to my right, nothing. To my left, nothing. And then I see this tank, I aim, and I bounce, because reasons. Seems like a T-62, so I angle my turret. But it also could have been a T-54-51. So I angle my turret and I see he doesn't take the shot. He waits. He waits. He waits, he waits, he waits. What you do? What you do? Should I risk the shot? No. Not against a Russian tank. They know exactly what to do. So I reverse into cover. I angle my turret. I want to trick this guy into shooting my side. He can't penetrate with a regular APHE shell. I mark him on the map. And I wait for backup. I wait for backup. Look how he is focused on me. He wants to push. He wants to push. Yeah, push me. Rush me. Try your luck. No, he doesn't. He keeps cool. He does the waiting game. I look at the minimap. Somebody is coming. And there are 2 Leopards. I point him out again. I angle my turret and now I rush him. Oh, if you can call that rushing. He's so hypnotized by my pushing that he doesn't see the Leopard. That seemed like Heat FS. So, that was that scene. Let's make a little break. The next scene... Yeah, well, when you get shot in the back, it's not good. And now my big gun is damaged, but the E-100 still can make for a good AAA. That's a good trade. I take it any day of the week. The next scene, before we come to certain gameplays, is the power of the gun in terms of pure destruction. I see that there is a chieftain. He points roughly in my direction, but he does not quite see me, which is quite surprising considering my size. So, there are a lot of bushes. I make the blinding shot with the 75 and hit the side flash on. Pure destruction. And then there is a Conqueror, and he does not rush me. A Conqueror is a nasty bit of equipment, if you know how to use it. However, he is actually kind of distracted by a Leopard. I'm about to reload and watch that shot. I love it. APHE for the win. Now I couldn't show you the rest of the video without showing you this scene. Yes, straight through the gun mantle of a T10M. That is a very lucky shot, and it has to do with a little bug of the T10M's armor. Normally I should not be able to penetrate there, but this is a way to deal with them. Yes, there is the lower plate, but most of the time you bounce there. So that was the first kill. Then I see this guy. What the hell were you thinking, man? Pushing out in front of an E-100 like that. Second kill. Double kill. Then I see this, what is it, Object 906. I hit the ammo, but it doesn't blow up. When got hit by a heat shell, doesn't matter. So this Leopard, he smelled blood in the desert, and he wants to take the kill from me, but I'm having none of this. Secondary gun doesn't bring the kill, and then an APHE shell straight through the entirety of the tank. This is a triple kill, but I'm having not enough. Watch this. I love it. Hull break, I love you. 4 quick kills. However, this match did not end quite as it should be. So the rest of the team pushed on with me, and then I saw this Tedesue 57 behind the rocks. I did not quite hit him, but I adjust my aim. Thank you very much. And that was actually a crew knockout, and that secured me the ace. And then there was this scene. Moments later, 2 players respawned. And I alerted my team. That must be planes. I kill this T-54 for the 6th kill, and then I see the tracers. And that's a big plane. We all know what's about to come, don't we? And there are at least 3 AAAs shooting at this bomber, including me. But for the hell, I could not hit this guy. I knew what was coming, and I tried to escape for a little bit, but then... oh well. While the E-100 is heavily armored, a 5,000 kilogram bomb ended my journey right there. And we are there where we began our journey. On Eastern Europe. And this is the actual battle that I wanted to show you. This is a different battle from the first one, just if you're wondering. This is not kind of the live recording from the replay you saw in the beginning. That was very important for me to kind of, just show off things in terms of tactics, thinking, and how it pays off. Now in this battle, my team again pushes with me, but they kind of were delayed by capturing the zone, and I just moved straight on. The E-100 is not really that much faster than the mouse on level terrain. However, down hills it can go at absurdly high speeds of up to 40 kilometers an hour. I had some quite nice battles on Kursk, you may not believe it. So we are approaching B, and I'm quite, expecting a brutal fight. But the Panther II deletes a T-10M. That must have been a shot trap. Otherwise, a Panther II does not really have a chance against the T-10M. I'm pushing in quite aggressively, and I just get shot at. I tried to blind fire this AAA or whatever what it was. I suspected it being a ZSU-57 too, but it doesn't matter. There is an IS-4. And at the beginning, the battle is not that intense in comparison to the first battle that you saw, but the IS-4 bounces. And now I try to kill him. And how about some bouncing on the weak spots? Yeah. If you ever have wondered why I complain about certain tanks or certain nations, this happens way too often to me. But I digress. Let's move on. You must not let your fighting spirit be broken by such, unimportant bounces. That was a badly aimed shot. But I have the reload advantage on the IS-4. I see this ZSU-57 too. Hull break. I love you. Okay, this could have also been a ammo detonation. The IS-4 gets taken out, so I move on. I don't even look too much what's in front of me. I'm observing my flank, which is far more important. With the angle turret you can do crazy bounces. And I'm just carefully looking around the corners if somebody tries to shoot me in the side. If not, I can move on. Both flanks are clear, so I move on. So I have 1 kill in the bag. But, again, this is a massive push. And there are a lot of ZSU-57s down there, but I had to prioritize the T-44-100. I get shot in the side by something else. I didn't know what it was. It's another T-44-100, and I just ignore the ZSU-57 for the moment. Wait for the reloads. Track this guy. He turns, and I blast him into the side. 3rd kill in quick succession, being a double strike. And then there is another ZSU-57 with another hull break, and another shot into the side, and another ZSU-57 being there. Oh, there is nothing sweeter than to clean up ZSU-57s with another hull break. 5th kill, ace, just like that. And, this is how important the secondary shell is. Or the secondary armament, the 75. At this high battle ratings, the ratio of armor to gun power kind of deviates. From rank 1 to rank 4, you have an increase in both firepower, penetration, but also armor protection. At tier 5, a lot of nations decide to go the other way. The prime example being the Leopard, sacrificing all the armor for a little bit of mobility and a little bit more firepower. It depends on the real effectiveness on the battlefield. So, I digress. And D100 is a very old school tank, but you could see it pays off. And the 75mm just can clean up a lot of kills that you otherwise have to sacrifice the big gun for. And you know, I'm trying to take a minimum load of main caliber shells with me in order to keep the ammo racks down and to prevent there being any propellant charges or warheads being stored in the turret. So I tried to move up there, but yeah, I was not quite sure if I should move on up until this T10M fired, but he did not actually fire, he bailed out. You know, if you drive a T10M, the most simple heavy tank in the game, then just have the decency to stand up and fight, okay? You know, that was just weak. That was a poor shot on my behalf, but then heartbreak. I think that's amazing. 6th kill. And then I'm kind of having the time to reload in time to delete this T-54 right now. And that was a crew knockout. I get shot in the side, I try to turn, and it is a T-54-47. I tried to track him, but I hit him on the side armor. I'm here stuck now with the repair of the tracks, but I have my gun pointed at the location that he tries to go around the corner. He gets destroyed without the shadow of a doubt. He fires at somebody else, he stays in cover. The E-100 has 7 degrees of gun depression like the mouse, and now I try to rush this guy. And now we can see the problem with a tank like the E-100 in close quarters. I could have shot him, but I could not really hit the hull because I can't penetrate it with this gun. This is the 47 variant. You can't just simply shoot at it and hope to penetrate with the 128. The 49, the 51, the T62, just simply shoot the hull. When they're straight on, you will penetrate in 8 out of 10 cases, or, you know, shots. So, and let's move on. And again, we have cleared out the enemy. The Panther kills another T-54, probably from the side. And yeah, I have my 7 kills. And I'm just 2nd place, because the Panther has actually kept capture zones, and I didn't, and they give you a lot of points. So I think when you use the E-100 in conjunction with some medium tanks, it is a brutal force, because it can attract all the fire, and a lot of players know that the turret cheek of the mouse, and therefore also the E-100, is the weak spot, and when you angle it, they just wait. They hold their shot, they wait. Or they just run in panic, because there is this aura around something like an E-100 that, oh my god, this was from the Thunder League and so on. So it's a lot of waiting, and now I actually make a cut, because the remaining kind of 5 minutes of waiting were not really worth talking about. So 25,000 civil lines of battle trophy, they are really welcome, because despite having 7 kills, 3 critical hits, and actually 1 zone captured, I just got 45,000 silver lines on a win with a premium account, but I got 7,735 research points. With a premium account, and a 10% booster and a talisman. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know in the comment section if you have more interest in such kind of gameplay, not just of the E-100, but also in terms of an introduction from a tactical point, a explanation of possibilities for teamwork, which is a highly underestimated thing in War Thunder. Many people try to do it. It is actually pretty difficult, especially when you have two tanks that are so different, like for example the Leopard and the Mouse, because the Leopard is so much faster than the Mouse, and it would cost several minutes up until the point that a Mouse is into position to absorb the damage, and when then it is in an up tier, you know, ATGMs, they are a problem, although in E-100 it is just outright hilarious how many E-100 just ram their rockets into the side skirts at an angle where they do no damage. So that's it for me today. Let me know in the comment section also what do you think about the length of the video. Is it too long? I mean, a lot of people have complained about me making too long videos. I say, well, I have to put in the information somehow. Yeah, just let me know. Anyways, that's it for me today. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Give this video a like if you did. Subscribe if you want to see more. And we'll see each other in the skies, on the waves, and on the battlefields of War Thunder.